Hello students, today I am back with a new chapter in chemistry and it is coal and petroleum. So let's get into our chapter. First of all, I would like to show you some pictures which are very much familiar to you. So let's see them one by one. Sunlight, the ultimate source of energy. A house, now a girl breathing air, a car, some food, a glass of water, some bulbs lit in, cherries grown over tree, some clothes. So all these pictures are very much familiar to you, right? Now let me ask you a question. Can you tell me what all pictures shown here are natural and what all pictures are man-made? Yes, this is really an easy task for you, and with no doubt you can tell me that the sunlight, the cup of water, the air you breathe, the cherries you get from trees, all these are natural, while a car, then a house in which you live, the food you eat, the clothes you wear and the bulbs lit in, all these are man-made. Okay, in this chapter we are going to discuss about natural resources. Okay. So let me show you some more pictures of natural resources. The first thing is sunlight that we have seen in this previous slide. Then water, of course, it is natural resource. Then wind. Then petrol, diesel like petroleums. Coal. Then soil. Minerals like precious stones, diamonds, etc. Then natural gas. The word itself means it is natural, right? Then forests, wood, all these are natural resources. The list of natural resources is very long and we have listed some of them here. Now let's get into the term natural resources. What does it mean? The naturally occurring materials which are useful for human beings or which can be exploited by human beings are known as natural resources. We can make use of these resources. Okay, look at this picture. Here you can see some solar panels. Yes? What is its use? It can make use of the sunlight and produce electricity. So you can make use of the sunlight. Okay, so it is a natural resource, and you can also see some wind turbines there, right? What is its use? It can make use of wind to form electricity, and dams also you can see. What happens there? We can make use of water to produce electricity, right? So natural resources, we can make use of them, that can be made useful for human beings. Okay. Now you know what natural resources are, right? Now let me ask you a question. Can we use these natural resources forever? Forever not only means your generation, the coming generations and all the generations that are going to be lived on this earth, can these natural resources be available for them? Based on the availability of natural resources, they are classified into two: inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. Let us get more detail about these topics. What is inexhaustible natural resource? The natural resources which are present in unlimited quantities or which are present in large excess. Such kind of natural resources are known as inexhaustible natural resources. They do not get exhausted from nature by human activities. They cannot get finished off by human use. Okay, such kind of natural resources are known as inexhaustible natural resources. They are present in unlimited quantities and our use never can make them exhausted. Okay, some examples are given here. Sunlight. Will it get finished off? No. Air, wind, all these are examples of inexhaustible natural resources. Okay. Now let's look on exhaustible natural resources. What are they? The natural resources which are present in limited quantities or that can get exhausted or finished off from nature by human activities. Our use or our overconsumption can make them finished off. Such kind of resources are known as exhaustible natural resources. Okay. So let's see some examples for exhaustible natural resources. Forests. As you cut down the trees, what happens? The forest gets destructed, right? Then wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, all these are exhaustible natural resources. Okay. Hope you have understood the two types of natural resources. And now we are going to see some exhaustible natural resources. That is some fossil fuels. Let's look what fossil fuels are. the exhaustible natural resources which are formed from the dead remains of living organisms are called fossil fuels. So they are formed from the dead remains of living organisms which have lived millions of years ago. Okay, so such kind of natural resources are exhaustible in nature and they are known as fossil fuels. Okay, in this chapter we are going to discuss about 3 fossil fuels, and one is coal, second is petroleum, and the third is natural gas. So let's get into these in detail. First, coal. As you see in this picture, the coal is somewhat looking like black hard rocks. Okay. Coal is a black solid like fossil fuel obtained from mines deep under the surface of earth. Okay, it is composed of carbon and is as hard as rock. So it is very much hard substance. It is a solid fossil fuel. It is black in color and we get it from mines deep under the surface of earth, and it is composed of carbon. Now, coal is seen in several forms. So we can see or we can get coal in different forms like hard black rocks and then soft brown dirt. So there are various forms of coal we can get. Okay. Then coal is formed from the dead remains of trees or plants which lived during millions of years ago. So it is a fossil fuel. So what fossil fuel is? They are exhaustible natural resources formed from the dead remains of plants or animals. So here coal is also a fossil fuel and is formed from dead remains of trees or plants which lived millions of years ago. Okay. Now, the process of formation of coal from dead remains of vegetation is called carbonization. The transformation of the dead remains of trees or plants to coal is known as carbonization, and it is a very much slow process. So, these are all about coal. Now, I will tell you a story. The story of coal. Consider 300 million years ago. There were hard, dense forests in the low-lying wetland areas. Then a flood came and these forests, the plants, trees over the forest got distracted. Then after so many years, the forests which were distracted got buried under the soil due to various natural processes like volcanic eruptions, landslides, etc. Okay. Then you know that now the trees are under the soil. You know that coming down to earth, what happens? There is higher temperature and pressure. So under this higher temperature and pressure, the dead plants slowly got converted into what is known as coal. Okay, so this process is known as carbonization. Carbonization is nothing but the transformation of the dead remains of trees and plants to coal under the high temperature and pressure of earth. Okay. Now, how can we collect these coal? As shown in this picture, the coal is collected from the underlying region of Earth's surface, and that process is known as mining. The place from where you get the coal is known as mines. Okay. Hope you have understood. Now, there are 4 types of coal: andesite, bituminous, subbituminous, and lignite. So these are the 4 types of coal. Now, if you are burning coal, coal is nothing but carbon, right? So burning means reaction with oxygen. Reaction with oxygen is known as burning. So when the coal is burnt, what we get is carbon dioxide. So carbon plus oxygen will give carbon dioxide. This is a reaction showing the reaction of coal when it is burnt. Okay, the reaction of carbon with oxygen. The chemical equation shows carbon plus O2 gives CO2. So this is a reaction showing the burning of coal. Okay. Now coal is processed. Process means heating in the absence of air. In industries, the coal is processed to get some useful products such as coke, coal tar and coal gas. So the solid form of coal we get when it is heated under the absence of air is coke, and the liquid we obtain is known as coal tar, and the gaseous product we get is known as coal gas. We will get into these terms in detail in the coming slides. Okay. Coke. It is a pure form of carbon produced by heating coke under very high temperature. When you heat coal under very high temperature, what you get is the pure form of carbon and is known as coke as shown in this picture. Okay, it is black colored, highly tough, porous material. Porous materials means that material will be having a lot of pores in it. Okay. Then it can be used as a good fuel like that of charcoal, and it burns without any kind of smoke. Then we can use coke for the manufacturing of steel and also the extraction of many metals. So these are the uses of coke. Now let's move on to coal gas. So coal gas is obtained when the coal is heated under the absence of air. Okay. And it is a mixture of this gas. Coal gas is a mixture of hydrogen, methane and carbon monoxide gases. And it is obtained during the processing of coal to get coke. And this coal gas can be used as an excellent fuel and it's also used as a source of heat. Now let's move on to coal tar. You might have seen this, right? The tar you used while you construct roads. It is a black, thick liquid with unpleasant smell and is a mixture of about 200 of substances. Okay. Then coal tar products, the products that can be made use of coal tar are used for manufacture of various substances like drugs, perfumes, paints, plastics, etc. Then there are some naphthalene balls. They are prepared from coal tar and they are used to repel moths and insects to get rid of their disturbances. Okay, so these are the use of coal tar. So we have discussed about natural resources, then two types of natural resources, that is exhaustible natural resources and inexhaustible natural resources. Under the exhaustible natural resources, we have discussed coal as a fossil fuel, and in the coming sessions we will be discussing about the natural gas and also petroleum. So hope you have understood. You can ask your doubts in the comment box. Thank you.